It's really hard being a kid right now, right? It's really hard being a student, an adolescent. This is a really hard time. And so there may be a thought of, well, if you know it's a really hard time for kids, why aren't you doing something about it?
I started high school in 2019, and it was a really hard time for me. I didn't really have many friends, and it's really difficult for me to make friends. And then the pandemic hit in early 2020, and everything just went right downhill.
I would definitely say mental health is definitely a challenge, and it's been a challenge definitely before the pandemic, but the pandemic made that even more of a challenge.
I mean, I kind of see kindness, but I feel like it's not really real. It's fake. I feel like being at school is like a sitting spot for bad things to happen. Like, you can go outside and get bullied right there, or you can go outside and there be something violent happening or something like that.
School shootings are very worrying for my, it distracts me when I'm learning because it's a constant fear that someone might come into our school and put us in danger.
You may be feeling disconnected. You may be feeling emotionally numb, or you may be feeling just kind of so charged to the point of you just want things to stop. And that makes complete sense given everything that we've gone through. And so when we begin feeling this way, one of the things that we're tempted to do is to just pull back and to isolate. And we just want people to leave us alone. And that's actually one of the worst things that we can do. Because when we begin feeling that way, we need to identify that one person who we may feel safe or connected with to be able to sit with us, to help us kind of work through what we're experiencing. And when I say work through, we don't necessarily have to talk to them. We just need to not be alone.
A lot of students don't feel comfortable going to teachers about stuff. They feel that the teachers just want to do their job and that they won't really understand us, so we don't want to go to them and tell them our problems.
It could be a little bit intimidating as a first-generation American to kind of talk to a teacher, and it sort of leaves a barrier that's kind of hard to jump from.
I would encourage you to open up, to ask and find that adult. You know who that adult is that you see. Trust them. Open up to them. If they turn you away, go on, knock on another door until you find the one. There will be a teacher who is going to go ahead and listen to you and help you. It might not be the first one, but don't stop there. Don't stop there. It could be a counselor. It could be a coach. It could be anyone on campus. It could be one of the aides that's at lunch. It could be the security guard. Just someone that's an adult that you can share, that will listen to you, because they will. They will listen to you. Keep searching until you find that person. That's the person who's going to keep you protected, safe, and they're going to help nurture you in the path that you need to go.
My advice to students is ask questions. Something as basic, how are you today? Or remembering that Mrs. Fitzgerald's dog went to the vet and saying, hey, how's your dog, Mrs. Fitz? Teachers respond. They will respond to that because oftentimes teachers don't feel like people care.
Usually when I approach my teachers, they brighten up because not a lot of students usually go up to their teachers. And so when you show that you're interested into your schoolwork, it makes them feel good about it themselves, and it makes them encouraged to help you.
Because I believe that we need to give respect to get respect. So if we all respect, that just makes it a better learning environment. If students and teachers, teachers and teachers have mutual respect for each other.
I mean, I'm talking with my counselor into bringing the resources that I found throughout my process of applying to college and everything and anything I didn't know as a first-gen low-income perspective. And I noticed that they didn't have that in my school system as a resource for them. So I'm taking that in with my counselor, and I sat down and spoke to him because I feel trust with him that he will listen to me and take my advice, and or as like someone who comes from this background. And he's sort of created this environment where he sees the agency for students to like, create change, and that carries on to the rest of the faculty that are in my school. And just in general, that like sense of being heard and seeing some visible change is very heartwarming to me.
What I'm concerned about is that we're so fixated on our social media and our phones that we lose sight of the social connections we need and the power we need that comes from collective action at articulating what our needs are. And I hope that young people will start to see that. You see it, for example, in Parkland after the shootings at Stoneman Douglas, where it was young people who said, we're tired of this, we're not going to put up with this, we're not going to wait for the politicians to act. We saw it after the boy was shot in Kansas City. His classmates walked out of school and said, we're not going to just act like everything's normal. We're going to stop things. And I hope we'll see more of that by young people who are tired of just seeing the world unravel and adults going on as if it's okay.
I find a lot of hope in our anger and frustration. I think when there's anger and frustration, there has to be change after it, because something has got to give. When people are angry, when people are frustrated with the way things currently are. And I think our generation is capable of realizing that sometimes we cannot always ask for what we want, that we're going to have to demand it.
When you raise your voice, not loud and fit-throwing, but powerfully, constructively, when you go and ask for people to listen to you, they will. Your voice is the most important voice on campus because you are our clients. You are the customers we're serving. The education system is about you. So we need to know what you think. And we need to know that in constructive ways. And we know you can do it. Find a trusted adult on campus and go to them. Share what you're experiencing. Share what's working. Share what's hard. And ask for things that you need. The education system wants to hear from you. They can be better listeners, and they need you to be more powerful sharers about what you need, what works, and what needs to be solved.